Can I get a 1 in the chat? Can I get a 1 in the chat? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Gotta run that one back. Thank you so much, Miss Ashanti Dawson. Good evening. Let's get this party started, baby. Hey. A little Bobby Valentino for that ass. Slow down. I just want to get to know ya. Slow down. Slow down. All right. Peace, world, peace. Welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks, aka the $1 trillion goddess, baby. Well, what is it? It's a frequency, it's a mindset, it's a vibe. Yeah. And I'm Goddess Dawn. If you don't know, now you know. If you ain't from around here, I'm letting you know what's going on. So tonight we're having some conversations about, of course, the didster, the diddler, diddly widdly wee. Look at him up in this picture, child, with Rev Run, okay? Not to say, we know there's level to these parties. There's levels, but Audra, I believe her name is, to the right, was a dancer at the white parties, child. She got some things to say. As you can see, she's in the picture with Diddy. But I also want to talk about Mark Wahlberg, child, because his restaurant caught on fire the night before the ribbon cutting ceremony. Who does that? So I want to talk to you about that because I didn't know him and Diddy was in business together. I want to say hi to everybody, though. Thank you for being here. Well, Wayne, yes, beautiful spirit. All right, Mr. Shanti Dawson, good to see you. All right, y'all, and anybody else who pops in, the bushes, the replay, I appreciate you so greatly. All right, so we'll start off nice and slow tonight. I'm going to take my time with it. Child, they say Melania Trump, something going on. They say she looked so different when she came to stand next to him during that speech. Then we got Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg and Diddy went into a business together for this water, Aqua Hydrate. They were real tight. And his restaurant caught a fire. But I definitely want to talk about this picture right here. I don't know why this song is in my head. Okay, so let me take my standby off because we ain't standing by no more. Yes, please welcome everybody. And please hit that like button, child. We got to let YouTube know what's going on. Because, people out here playing with people's channels. They say they got apps for that, child. I'm learning new things all the time. And the haters stay on your girl. I don't know why. I'm just being me. Just be you. Okay? Don't worry about me. All right. Oh, yeah. We ring bells over here. All right. So look at this. So this is, Rev Run on the left. Then we have Diddy in the middle. Right where he likes to be. Look at Rev Run. Look in his face, child. And this is the young lady who is going to be. We're going to listen. I'm going to talk to y'all about this interview. She's on the Lionel B show. If you want to just beeline, do it after this live, okay? But yeah, the interview's on Lionel B's channel. Shout out to him. But before that, let's just get into some light work. Let me get this thing together here. We're not sharing a page. I have to share the screen. They're saying Diddy trying to sell that little funky house that they raided. Nobody don't want it. Let me take this picture down. Nobody don't want it, child. They said Diddy's Beverly Hills mansion not attracting buyers. It's icky and overpriced. Icky and overpriced. Who knows what balls was going down up in there? Well, we're finding out little by little. But what we're not hearing about is a lot of the ritual things, aside from the sex, the sex, the other rituals that go on in Hollywood. The practices with the priestesses and all of that, all that dark magic and that voodoo, they be putting spells on the music, on folks. I mean, Diddy's Beverly Hills mansion has become a white elephant on the real estate market because prospective buyers have shown zero interest since it went up for sale 2 months ago. Look at that. It's pretty palatial. It's pretty big. Real estate sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ there have been only a few potential buyers. This is in quotes, only a few. So that means the rest of it could be just BS because only in quotes is only a few. Potential buyers who have even walked through the mansion that was the subject of a massive Homeland Security march. We're told no one has shown any interest in buying the place. Maybe we should set up a tour with the realtor. Yes, we're interested in this property. Can we get a tour? Our sources say a married couple recently looked at the house and the woman was creeped out, in quotes, and couldn't wait to leave. As one source put it, there's definitely an ick factor because of all the allegations against Diddy, both civil and criminal. Beyond that, every realtor we've spoken with says Diddy's asking price is ridiculous, in quotes. They say it's worth nowhere near the $61.5 million he is asking. And there's another problem. As we get closer to Thanksgiving, the real estate market slows down dramatically, and it's pretty much dead through Christmas. So, that said, one realtor noted the Menendez unalive house in Beverly Hills recently sold, but the difference is the unalivings went down 35 years ago. The Diddy scandal is fresh. The Diddy scandal So black. I'm just saying. Anyway, listen, that the Menendez brothers, that house, it doesn't matter if it was 130 ago, the spirits linger. That house is needs to be burned to the ground, child. Um, yeah. So, what do y'all think about Diddy to sell his house? I mean, he needs the cash. He needs to liquidate, child. Let me see what's going on. Y'all over here? You awake? Hello, hello. Suspicious. What is this? Suspicious? Suspicious activity. I think that's what we're saying. Yeah. I don't know if it's suspicious. I mean, I just feel like people don't want to be attached to it. As far as the Menendez brothers, I mean, I could see that being some type of a trophy house in a sense, and probably going to be worth something. I mean, if you make a museum out of it or something, haunted house, I don't know. I'm just saying that seems to be on a different scale. You're talking about like, unalive their parents with like, machine guns as they were watching television versus, and then you have Diddy's House of Horrors with all the stuff he had going on beneath it, especially that we're finding out. Um, Welcome, Rowan. Was it empty for all those years? I'm not sure what you. If his house was not empty, it was raided in March, and I think maybe since March, I'm not sure, but no, it's been lived in. Beautiful spirit. It should be an embarrassment for him as allegedly being a billionaire. Allegedly. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like these stories that are coming out, it's like a lot of them are coming from Diddy's people. I think most of it is coming from, I mean, it could be just people of interest as well, people interested and who have this knowledge, this inside knowledge. Maybe they feel like they're a part of the story by helping contributing to to the media, but it's like a non-story. But I guess they want to let us know that nobody mess with Diddy like that. Nobody is trying to come in and swoop in and save Diddy. None of his friends, so-called friends, Jay-Z and all the people. We're going to hear about it when we listen to Audra's interview. She name drops quite a few people, and none of those people have decided to help him out by buying his house, whether it be up under somebody else's name, a corporation, even donated to the kids. Let them buy it. I don't know. I'm just saying it's sitting there and no one wants to touch it with the 10 gazillion foot pole. Okay. So I guess that's that on that. Unless y'all have something to say. Y'all, I don't know if the chat is moving slow or what's what, but there's some other things going on with him in the case, but that's going to be separate legal stuff. Let me come over to the Jasmine brand, child. So of course they also talked about him not being able to sell his house. Why is Drake sitting here looking like he got horns coming out his head? He is really going through it. Kendrick really put him through the ringer. Somebody said, okay, Drake, if Champagne, this is the caption actually, if Champagne Poppy rode up on you with the ponytails, are you going? Well, y'all know I'm not going, but are you going? Somebody said, does he do this for attention? Somebody said, no, let's move on as a whole. Let's just move on. It's definitely giving BBL Drizzy. Somebody called him sassy pants. Yeah, he don't know what to do with himself. These little selfies and that hair, child, it to me looks definitely Baphomet-esque. Okay. Maybe it was a Halloween leftover do. Who knows? Let's see. Looking in these headlines. I didn't have a chance today to really dig into the news. It's always busy, especially when you have to take your dog to the vet. What y'all think about this DDD situation with his baby mama, Halle Bailey, child? Y'all saw he took the baby to Kai Sanat's live with millions of people live watching them because he's doing a 30-day stream. I know y'all saw that. Let me find it because I know they probably have it on here. I think it was yesterday. Here's the update. People say she overreacted. I think TMZ, and they had the nerve to say TMZ's take is that she overreacted. Nobody asked y'all. DDG shares selfie with Halo. Halle Bailey deactivates social media after calling him out for live streaming with their son. Like, how would y'all feel though if y'all baby daddy took your son, to the most popular streamer in the world, probably, where all eyes are on him, and he's a precious soul, child. You don't need that many eyes on your baby, whether it's through a lens or on a stage or whatever the case. It's just definitely not a good thing. Baby can't protect him unless you got him bathed in the Jesus juices and all the things all day. You got to keep him covered. And she's like, mm-mm. Let me see if they have the actual stream. No, they don't on this one either. This got a lot of coverage as a story. I think this might be it. Is it? Oh, these are the reactions. Oh, they really did a serious coverage on this one. Okay, let's see. There's more. Here we go. I want to show what actually happened in the studio because Kai Sanat is a effing fool. Okay. Did it happen before the election? Or did I miss it? Ay, ay, ay. All right, I guess I'll have to move on because I can't find it, and now I don't want to do it. I don't care anymore. Black women trend, honey. As we should. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay.
Yes, good size, Shaq. Good size. Then he got this right here.
That's good. That's good.
Excuse me. Wait.
So this is them seeing her message, I guess. Her tweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay.
So she responds, "Hi everyone, just so you know, I'm out of town and I don't approve of my baby being on a stream tonight. I wasn't told or notified that I am extremely upset to have my baby in front of millions of people. I am his mother and protector and sad I wasn't notified, especially when I'm out of town." So yeah, she also says she's, suffering from postpartum, severe. Let me see what these comments are saying here. You see the look on Kai's face, like, oh, what's this about? Oops. The permission men need when it comes to their children is ridiculous at this point. This is developer Nay. Let's normalize mothering your children and not their father. And the manipulation of mentioning postpartum to try and justify micromanaging a father is sad and typical. That's an interesting take. So she's like, let that man be a daddy. And what's wrong with him taking him to hang out with Kai? He don't know it's millions of people watching him. This person's response is, which is a logical response. And I don't know, is she gatekeeping her child? They are broken up as far as I know, and they don't live together probably either. So she's the main caregiver, a new mom. I mean, he's what? How old is he now? Is he even a year? I don't think he is. Nevertheless, he's a young child. He's not even walking, I don't think. So, mothers are like that, mama bears. And especially when the baby daddy is immature and or just a plain old F boy. I'm just saying, like, she know why she feel the way she do. And it's not for nobody to really pipe in and tell her otherwise, in my opinion. Motherhood is a job that requires that type of fierceness. So let her be fierce about her little boy, because he's not going to be little like that for long, and she wants to make sure that he is good so he can grow into the man that he is going to be, with her under her watch and her thumb and her helicopter. I'm just saying. See, DDG is hella immature. He got that baby out like he's a toy, somebody said. Somebody else said she do whatever, but he can't. What the F? Somebody else. He don't need permission. It's his baby too. He didn't leave the country. He's a streamer. If he went on his stream, it would be the same energy. It's really a lot of this, actually. This has nothing to do with postpartum. She wanted that man with that baby. And then somebody said, then you should have kept the baby hidden. Wow. Wow. Well, I guess that's that on that. I mean, there's been, I guess the fans, well, I don't need to go deeper into that. Let me see if anybody, Beautiful Spirit, you feel free to call in whenever you, or if you want. Let's see. The house where the brothers lived. Oh, was it empty? Oh, you know what? I don't know, actually. The Menendez house? I'm not sure. Probably. I'm thinking probably so. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. We're waiting on the superseding indictments for Diddy. They're coming. And the interview we're going to listen to, she actually brings up the fact that she is in the superseded. So I guess it's on the way, honey. I saw the live with Kodak throwing a yerk in his that live is the thing is, people were like, oh, he should have cut the live, but he couldn't cut the live because he's doing a 30-day stream. And I don't know what his money, how it's attached to these, time frames, but I'm pretty sure he got to do what he say he gonna do. If anything, he probably would have had to get somebody to come get him. One of his people, I'm sure he has security too, meaning Kai. So let's talk about Mark Wahlberg, child. Let me find this story. So why did Mark Wahlberg, where's the actual story? This is not about the, hold on, y'all. Please hold. We'll watch this in the meantime.
Bridget, can I get a picture before you go?
Ray J got a pot belly.
Oh, they didn't let him in. He said they didn't let him in. Look, go around this way. Go right through there. He's been fussing. They wouldn't let him in. I didn't bring the gun on the PC yet, but I'm all beat. I'm fat as I'm proud of. I didn't bring the gun on the PC yet, but I'm all beat.
Bridget, can I get a picture before you go?
They didn't let me in the PC. Oh, they didn't let him in. He said they didn't let him in. Look, go around this way. Go right through there.
He is literally like off his meds, honey. Something is going on. Something is going on with Ray J. WAC 100 mentioned they were in an indictment, a RICO indictment. He was telling Ray J, it's your fault I'm in this indictment, blah, blah, blah. So I went and looked it up. I don't know. The guy, I think, is in jail. He's writing to court from jail talking about, I've been put in jail unlawfully. Every time I find, let's see. Hold on, y'all. All right, so Mark Wahlberg's Vegas restaurant goes up in flames. The fire was caught on video. Okay, they say his Mexican restaurant went up in flames in Nevada, and the footage showing Wednesday night's fire is downright shocking. Check out the video. People are standing outside Flecha Cantina in Las Vegas, staring through the windows at the blaze raging inside the eatery. So it says a fire truck is parked in front of the joint, but nowhere can you see firefighters battling the inferno. Sources familiar with the situation said a faulty fire pit was the cause of the blaze, but thankfully no one was injured and the restaurant was back in biz like an hour later. As you may know, he opened this restaurant in September, blah, blah, blah. But they said, did they mention the part about the ribbon cutting? It was the day before the ribbon cutting he had planned. So I have Beautiful Spirit on the line. We need to do a test on this audio.
Okay, let's do test run.
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
How y'all? Can y'all hear her okay? I might need to put you on the speaker.
Okay, tell them to the one.
Let me know if you can hear Beautiful Spirit. Please give me a 1 in the chat.
Hey, warriors, my beautiful people. Happy Thursday.
Give me 1 second, y'all. I put nothing in the chat. I told you, child.
If it don't work out, it's fine.
No, it's okay. I gotta go put this on the speaker. Okay, say something now.
Hey, everybody. Can y'all?
Okay. Rom said gave a 1. Thank you. Okay, we good. We should be good. Okay. What's going on?
Nothing much that you want to tune in on this stuff, girl.
You said what now?
I had to chime in on this one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so Mark Wahlberg. So when I saw the story, I was like, that's weird because it just sounded weird. Like I'm like, why is his restaurant on fire the night before his ribbon cutting? Like that's crazy. So
Yeah.
I went to I Googled him with Diddy, and come to find out they've been in business for years together. And I didn't even know that. That aqua. Yeah, he has that aqua hydrate water that they had. They were in business with that together. They long together.
Mm-hmm.
So here's an article from Business Insider. They say this is them talking about, they're basically giving how they promote and stuff. But
yeah,
there's a part in here. There's a section of this article. It says Puff Daddy and Marky Mark. One celebrity who's no stranger to this is music and entertainment mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who has crowned himself as one of the founders of celebrity influencer marketing on social media. He said, I take a lot of pride in being one of the first celebrities on Twitter, Combs told them in an interview. He said that they spoke to Combs and actor businessman Mark Wahlberg about social media strategy and all of that. They said the pair share a brotherly camaraderie, both jokingly find common ground in their former alter egos, Puff Daddy and Marky Mark. They said, we have each other's backs, Wahlberg said. Recently, they teamed up to relaunch Aqua Hydrate, a performance bottled water that Wahlberg credited for helping him recover while training for The Fighter, the movie. It says Wahlberg and Combs have become the faces of Aqua Hydrate. They both align their public personas with the active and go-getter lifestyle for their customers. So they talk about how Wahlberg is in excellent shape, and Combs continues to inspire fans with his viral motivational tweets. So Mark Wahlberg and Diddy, child. Now, when you look up Aqua Hydrate now, you see nothing of Diddy. And really, Mark is really somebody they support, like one of his restaurants, but they don't show them as anything to do with the ownership or in any of the organizational structure or whatever, even though they don't even have that information on the site. But just saying that they're not promoting the fact that these two had a hand in this company. So I wondered if that fire had anything to do with the fact that these two were, I'm going to say, in bed together. And I use that as a saying, but it could be literally or figuratively. And I'm wondering, was they in bed together when and now Wahlberg is something's going on, child? Why his restaurant? That looked like a threat to me or a warning.
Right. Because we know arsonist Diddy is good for being a fire starter. And then not only that, I hope the water ain't late. And then again, also, they must have been closer than close.
Closer than close.
Okay, keep me in the next room.
I think they were very close. I'm going to play this little TikTok I found when I was doing my little research. And it's just a real short clip, but it kind of, the look on Kevin Hart is in it. That should tell you enough. But let me pull it up real quick. I'm just trying to get this picture too. But what do you think about this fire the night before the ribbon cutting? They're talking about, it wasn't a big deal. It was just, but it reminds me of Kamora Lee Simmons. Remember when Kamora Lee Simmons had that chimney fire or whatever?
Yep. That's what I was going to bring up too. See, just now that we know that Diddy is known for doing stuff like that, it immediately registered and to me sets off an alarm and a red flag that it's possible that he could have did it or, put the word out to do it however, or just, to show he's still pulling strings some kind of way. Sometimes the attorneys might be the ones, telling the people to go ahead and do it. But I say to keep our eyes on it. It might unfold and come out in court. We just might find out, honey. So they gave out over 300 subpoenas.
Yeah, and they're still, I think, finding more people to subpoena.
Right, so he might be one of them. Diddy might have found out. We don't know what he knows and what he don't know, and his team. So girl, this is all crazy.
Okay, I found a couple other things, but I think I saved the one I wanted to show. Let me show that one first, and then we'll go back to that. This is another thing, child. Diddy, this Issa Rae, Ray J behind him talking about, he tried to minimize his relationship with Diddy. Look at Issa Rae, girl.
Put a note on it. You can edit that one. You got more fucking dye in that beard than Diddy wears.
All right, that's enough.
I know.
That's enough.
I seen him. He shows me behind the curtain.
That's a fucking enough. All right, I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna edit this out.
But still,
put a
note on it. You can edit that one.
What is he saying? Wait, let me.
It sounds muffled.
I can hear him, but it's just so fast. It's Kevin Hart. Can you see the screen?
Well, that's why I'm on my phone. Oh, yes, I can. I'm tripping. Okay, let me look and see.
Oh, you just talking blind to me? So it's Kevin Hart is interviewing Mark Wahlberg, and he said something to Kevin Hart about you got as much dye, something about some dye as much as Diddy wear or something. And then he's like, Kevin's face is like, you really going there? And he's like, I'm gonna edit this out. He's like, well, he showed me what's behind the curtain or something like that. Okay, but I'm gonna play it again.
More fucking dye in that beard than Diddy wear.
All right, that's enough.
I know.
That's enough.
I seen him. He shows me behind the curtain.
That's a fucking enough. All right, I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna edit this out.
Still,
put a fucking
put a note on it. You can edit that one. I don't. You got more.
Yeah. So, So let me read some of these comments.
Okay.
Somebody said, the way Kevin acting, he hiding something. I guarantee he knows there's something that Diddy can blackmail him with. Somebody said, so much respect for Marky. Oh, gosh. Somebody said, Mark taking shots at Kevin and Kevin not being able to defend himself without exposing it is just hilarious. Somebody said, Mark knows, with a laughing emoji. Cat Williams already said it about Kevin. Somebody said, Kevin Hart is best mates with The Rock. I say The Rock knows everything too. Another celeb. And leave The Rock out of this, even though they're probably right. I hate to say it. Oh, man. So whatever he is saying right here, I was like, okay, he was like, yeah, he showed me. He showed me it was behind the curtain. It was kind of like he's telling him, I seen you on them tapes, child. Won't give me a little piece. Okay, so let me go back. I hear some background over there. I don't know if you want to hit them.
I muted it. I can see the screen.
Okay.
His partners with Diddy. Have you spoken to him since the incident went down?
I have not. I just know what a devout Christian and father he is, and obviously if he would do anything to protect his children.
Mark Wahlberg has allegedly just revealed disturbing footage of Diddy when they were friends. The internet is currently ablaze with reactions to a major revelation from a well-known Hollywood actor, which has sent shockwaves through the hip-hop industry and beyond. This development has sparked endless discussions and debates across social media platforms, and it's safe to say that this topic will dominate headlines for weeks to come. What's more, this revelation comes at a particularly sensitive time for Sean Diddy Combs, the embattled CEO of Bad Boy Records, who has been facing multiple lawsuits and serious allegations. Before we show this alleged leaked footage Mark has shown, first you need to know this. At the center of the storm is none other than actor Mark Wahlberg, who recently dropped a bombshell that left many people in disbelief. Wahlberg, an actor best known for his roles in films like The Fighter, Boogie Nights, and Ted, was once a rapper before transitioning into the world of acting. What has many people stunned is the fact that Wahlberg recently revealed that he was forced to give up his rap career due to one person, Diddy. Yes, you heard that right. Marky Mark, as Wahlberg was once known in his rap days, hinted that the music mogul played a role in his decision to quit rap and pivot to. This news has taken the internet by storm, and it couldn't have come at a worse time for Diddy, who was already under intense scrutiny.
That's interesting because looking at Mark Wahlberg, and back then he was like a joke as far as like that whole Marky Mark and Funky Bunch. He had these black guys around him where he was supposed to be like the lead person, and that was disturbing. But yeah, then next thing you know, I think he started doing underwear modeling because he was always in his underwear. He used to tear his pants off all the time and be walking around in his drawers. So all of a sudden, he's all on the billboards with his underwear on. I think like Calvin Klein, probably Sean John at some point. But then next thing you know, he's starring in movies. Like, yeah, he wasn't even that good of a rapper. He wasn't even like, at least Vanilla Ice has some bops. I don't remember one song that Marky Mark had, but I'm just saying like this is just goes with what the story is continuing to be, is that somebody said, if you sit on his lap, if you sit on Diddy's lap, you get the gigs, like you get to go through the doors.
Yeah, Corey said that. You gotta sit on his lap, sit on Papa's lap.
Exactly. So how, to me, it's just weird for them to say, oh, he was the reason he stopped rapping, but yet he's still in business with him. I believe they launched this water company. It was already a running company, but I guess they relaunched it, and that was in 2017. I mean, it was now looking back, it's almost a decade ago, but still, they went on. That's when they started it, so it went on though for some time. I'm not sure when they stopped being a part of it. Could have been when Diddy knew he was about to get in trouble, probably started selling his shares and stuff, and because people you want to keep your relationships, so if you about to get some problems, you don't want to include your people. So you want to let them know what's going on, or you want to at least say, look, I got some things happening. Let's, work this out so you can do this. You don't be attached to it.
Right.
I need to get some water. You could take it over for a second, please.
Y'all, I don't think it's no coincidence that we done find out this information, and I think it was meant for it to be available in public knowledge. And I think it's more to it. I think we're going to find out just how much the business and friendship was between Diddy and him. And we might even find out that he was on them tapes too. We just might. We don't know. I can't wait for the trial to start so we can get the transcript and find out who on the stand and who and who all went in front of the grand.
Child. Okay, so let me finish this.
Wahlberg's comments have added fuel to the fire, intensifying public interest in the ongoing investigations and lawsuits against Diddy, some of which involve serious criminal accusations. The details of Wahlberg's statement have triggered widespread speculation, especially given the current state of affairs surrounding Diddy, whose homes in both New York and Los Angeles were recently raided by Homeland Security. A few days ago, operatives from Homeland Security were seen entering Diddy's properties, going through documents, phones, laptops, and other electronic devices. While the authorities have remained tight-lipped about the nature of their investigation, aerial footage from major news outlets captured the agents, searching through a substantial amount of materials. Many believe that these raids are connected to the growing number of lawsuits that have been filed against Diddy in recent months, including allegations of sexual misconduct, violence, and other serious crimes.
Wait, I didn't mean to do that, but it doesn't matter. We already knew that stuff. I just didn't want to have to. I was trying to actually see how long it had left to go. Somebody said, I hope Mark isn't involved. Yeah, that was what I was questioning, what he said right here. Let's see.
Business partners with Diddy. Have you spoken to him since went down?
I have not. I just know what a devout Christian and father he is, and
what a devout Christian and father he is. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a weird statement. That is a very strange statement. And he's saying, I just know him to be a devout Christian and father. He's like, I don't know what else he doing and who else he doing it with, but it ain't with me, and I don't know nothing about it. That's what I take that to mean. Like, I'm not lying because I'm only telling you what I know. I don't know nothing about no freak out or no freak off, no freaky deaky Diddy. I don't know him.
Right. You don't know nothing about none of that business.
They did say this video didn't really show him saying anything, and I don't like that. They did say a lot of things that he said, but he didn't say it. Why you just didn't pull the clip? That's what you here for on TikTok. Don't you know that? Do your job. Yeah, somebody's like, well, what did he do? What did he have on him to make him quit rapping? I think somewhere else I saw that he said he didn't want to do things. Like, I didn't want to go through the stuff. Like, I didn't want to do whatever it was they were trying to make him do. He didn't want no parts. Like, let me see. Yeah, maybe this.
I had some opportunity to really come back in the music with the best.
Mark Wahlberg, known for his roles in blockbuster movies, has recently made headlines with a jaw-dropping revelation about why he left the rap scene and it involves none other than P. Diddy.
He would do anything to protect his children.
Have you spoken, for
See?
instance, the incident went down?
About P. Diddy has sparked a firestorm of speculation and debate, leaving fans and critics alike clamoring for more details. What exactly could have transpired between these two icons that led Mark Wahlberg to leave behind his promising rap career? Stay tuned as
Again, he did business with him after, so that's like a non, just like, why even go there? Just tell us what happened. Anyway, so who is this little kid? Oh, that's Mark. Okay, here he is with Diddy.
Heir to the throne.
Hey, what's up, boy?
That's Patty Pat.
Hey, Patty Pat, what's up? Y'all got something?
Stay away from Diddy.
Right, and Diddy sounds too excited to me.
Licking his lips and shit. Look at Chance in the back.
Right.
She looks horrified. I don't know, something about them twins. They seem like they just enjoy everything. They're just like, I'm just happy to be here. Child, let's see what this is. Just a minute.
Something special, boy.
Ah!
Say hi.
You see his face? Oh my God, I have to go back on that.
Say hi.
Say hi, man. What's up, man? What's up?
He's got something real special.
Okay.
But you know what? God bless you and your family on this Easter. Everybody out. It's the first time that I can ever remember not church on Easter Sunday, but being with my family and knowing that there's so many people out there working together to help everybody that's at risk and everybody that's been affected by the coronavirus. So we're going to do something real special. Throwback.
Okay. Are you playing it from your end or from our end?
I think you guys are playing it. We got a little Bluetooth here so he could hear it, but we got to I think we should play it from my end.
Yeah, let's play it from your end. Let's do that.
Yeah, because it could get crossed up, and we don't want to.
You know, we have a little bit of technical difficulty.
We don't want him looking off beat. I mean, this kid is the real.
Look at Christian. He is like loving it. I mean, it is sad, that these kids just happen to be his kids. I mean, at one side is like they get to experience things most people never experience as far as the travel and the luxuries and all of that. But then here we are with this, and we don't know how much of this stuff they've seen, heard, experienced. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, how'd you get off the speaker? I said, how did you're not on the speaker anymore. Oh, I'm not? Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I had a whole situation with my other phone. Child. Now I can't even. Okay. For whatever reason, now I can't find the damn settings. So I'm going to just keep you here. You should be all right. Okay. Because I don't know what's going on. Okay, so yeah, Diddy's like licking his lips and shit. And you know who I thought that was? And it's not. I thought it was Mark Wahlberg and his kid, but it's not even Mark Wahlberg. Somebody even said that. Evo, how he was licking his lips, looking at Mark's lips. Oh, it is Mark. It don't look like him right here in this little shot right here. Huh. Wow.
Thing.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
This could be the next King Kong.
Let's see what you got, baby.
Heir to the throne.
Dang, look how he pushed Quincy to the side to get to the damn camera. Did you see that? What the hell? Oh my! What in the literal hell?
Heir to the throne.
Oh my God! Disgusting.
Hey, what's up, boy?
That's Patty Pat.
Hey.
He is the biggest creep. Oh wow. So yeah, we're here talking about Berg. In case you are new to the stream, child, we have been talking about this fire at Mark Wahlberg's new Mexican restaurant. The night before the ribbon cutting, there was a fire, just like Kimora Lee Simmons' fire in her chimney. It just reminded me of that, and then we have Kid Cudi. Let's not forget. People like arson, I guess. Yeah, definitely was in the indictment. Wait, what is this?
Ashton Kutcher has reacted to Mark Wahlberg slamming him and Mila Kunis for leaving America following the Diddy accusations. Ashton and Mila recently went viral after they revealed that they would be leaving the country to start a new life in Europe following the backlash the couple have received over the last few years, and specifically the backlash surrounding their association they have been getting ever since he was arrested. Mark recently slammed them both for their decision to leave the country by leaving a comment underneath a post that said, "Only cowards walk away without a word." In his comment, he said, "This rings true right now. Some fans are disappointed by Ashton and Mila's decision to leave. They think leaving the country seem like they're running away from the backlash instead of facing it head on. They think that they should have addressed the accusations more directly before making such a big move." Other fans are supporting Ashton and Mila, saying that they have the right to move wherever they want, especially if they feel like staying in America would be too stressful for their family. They say that they don't owe anyone an explanation and should do what's best for them. There are also fans who agree with Mark's criticism, saying that it looks bad for Ashton and Mila to leave the country while their name is tied to Diddy's controversy. They think it makes them look guilty by association, and
so Mark is basically saying, I'm 10 toes down for the cause. What's wrong with y'all? What I did notice as well is that Mark Wahlberg at one point was worth $400 million, while his brother Donnie Wahlberg, who was his older brother and who got him in the game, I think he's from Backstreet Boys, if I'm not mistaken. He was worth $25 million, which is also an astronomical amount of money. But compared to $400 million, I guess Donnie didn't sit on Diddy's lap. That's what I think, because that's a lot of money. He said, "I'm 10 toes down for Diddy." He probably had to make a public statement for Diddy. Diddy probably said, "I ain't seen you say nothing on my behalf." He's probably like counting his friends or his associates who he thought he could count on less fingers at this point. Okay, let's see.
They should stay to clear things up. Now a source has spoken up and revealed how Ashton feels about what Mark said. In a statement, the source said, "Ashton doesn't care about any baseless accusations, and quite frankly, he's sick and tired of people making up things about him. He thinks Mark Wahlberg or any hater out there should mind their own business." Ashton seems to be frustrated with the ongoing accusations. He's clearly not interested in addressing the comments made by Mark or anyone else, choosing instead to focus on moving forward. One fan said, "I don't blame Ashton and Mila for leaving. Sometimes you just need to get away from all the negativity." Another fan said, "Mark's right. They should have stayed and faced the backlash instead of running away. It doesn't look good for them to leave like this." For this video's comment question, do you agree?
It doesn't look good. Why would Mark insert himself anyway like that? That's crazy. That's why his restaurant getting burnt, because something is going on. He must have agreed to testify or something. Yeah, the ribbon cut, that's sending a message. Like, oh, you think you about to just be opening restaurants and shit while I'm dealing with this? I'm in jail, blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody buying my mansion. Like, you can't even get my mansion for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to look up this because that reminded me of Diddy's quarantine IG live on Easter with Drea Michelle. Did you might not remember it, but yeah, Easter. It's just weird because he's with his sons and they're all like it's just like, really? Like, how do you even feel comfortable doing that with a man and his let me just do this. I don't know if it's gonna be on TikTok, but it's definitely on YouTube. I wanted to show that because that was crazy. But what do you think about, so Diddy? I think he's just doing any and everything he can to try to get people to he's trying to get help. He don't know what he need to do. You got people, they got that book, that Kim Porter situation over here. He got people he did business with, like a Mark Wahlberg, who has influence, money. He don't need Diddy. He ain't scared of Diddy, but he got him over here probably with some things on him that could help hurt him. Maybe he don't know whether or not he's gonna hold it down for him or not. Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to set up this next thing I want to play real quick. TikTok be having a lot of stuff. They say if China doesn't sell it to an American company by January, they say they're gonna the US is about to boot it. Oh wow. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna play out. Okay, yeah, we'll just move over to this. I'm gonna have to play the audio though from my iPad, which hopefully this dang speaker.
But let me know if I need to hang up and then call back in.
No, you good. Okay, and then so I think you got connected back to the speaker. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need you to hang up for me, and then you can call back.
Okay.
Okay. All right, y'all. So this woman her name is, I believe, Audra. She was on the Lionel B show. I want to talk to y'all about this because a lot of the things she's saying has lined up with other people who have spoken, including the infamous Jaguar Wright, but also this producer whose interview I'm also going to do on a different night. And he gave us a lot of insight because he worked with Diddy and Biggie's son on a project, and ketamine came up, and a lot of the things she was saying actually came up as well. So she says she's going to be in a superseding indictment coming from the feds, and sounds like it's all just continuing to come down on Diddy's head. Okay, I'm trying to get the speaker situation together. Sorry, y'all. Because I cannot play the actual video itself, but okay. Oh man, it keeps connecting to this dang phone. One second. Settings. Here we go. All right, we got action. Let me just pull up the. Okay, so this is Audra.
A-list celebrities running a track on me, including certain people that are presidential.
Now, peeps, I sat down today for a super exclusive interview with one of Diddy's accusers, Adria English. She's been in the media a lot lately with serious allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, accusing him of despicable, horrendous acts. The disgraced mogul is currently in custody, housed at Brooklyn MDC, one of the most notorious prisons in the U.S. that was also the home of Epstein, where he was mysteriously taken out. Now, this is an interview that you don't want to miss.
Shout out to Lionel B. I don't know. I'm operating a couple of devices, so we just got to sit through some things. I would normally scroll through this part. But shout out to him for doing this interview, child.
She revealed the dark secrets of working for Diddy, the feds telling her she was found on tapes with famous politicians, Diddy having threesomes with his mom, and more. Be prepared to be floored, and make sure you watch this whole entire video.
How did you initially come in contact with Diddy?
Okay, it's a cute story. Prior, I had never been on the East Coast in my entire life. I had never been to Florida. I had never been to New York, nowhere on the East Coast. And a guy I was dating, Anthony Gallo, he's from Cali. We were both from Cali. He got an opportunity. He got scouted by a guy in LA who was a reputable scouting agent. It was initially Wilhelmina Models. And so they gave him the opportunity to come to New York for an audition. When he went out there, he ended up getting a lot of callbacks, but he was back in LA. And they said, well, you know, you're getting all these callbacks, but if you're going to model for real, we need you out here. So he had never been on the East Coast either. So he was like, and at this time, my family had found out that I had done adult movies. Now, mind you, I had an ex-boyfriend, Jake Steed. He was my boyfriend at first, and he manipulated me.
Let me pause this real quick. All right, so this young lady, you know, she's gonna go through a little bit about herself before we get to the part where she is interacting with Diddy. Okay, and she's dancing at these white parties, and she's gonna name drop. Okay, she's gonna give some insight. You know, it's just some of these things is insane. It's just like, but I do believe this woman. I do, but I want to know, do y'all believe her too? Do you believe do we believe this? And how can we not though? Like with all that we are hearing. Okay. I'm going to have to do some commentary because I can't just take this man's video now. Don't be mad. If you want to, don't leave me, but I'm just saying. So this is her ex who got her into the foreign industry, right? And she said she'll say it, and I'm hoping the speaker, because now it's acting like it wants to die. I'm got it plugged in. We should be all right. But anyway, the ex then got her into some stuff, which is foreshadowing her attending these white parties. It's going to come back into play for her. I think this one of these is behind. I think it's this one. Let me see.
Into the adult film industry. I only did 8 movies in a 6-month period of my life in the year 1999, but those 8 movies in 6 months follow me to this day. And I signed a residual contract, and Jake Steed been collecting all the money. He done put me on Pornhub. I'm everywhere. And they said he hiding out in South America. He been collecting my money the last 20-something years. I'm the one that gave Ray J and Kim Kardashian a connect. If you look at the production team, you can see we had the same production team. You see mine was filmed first. Me, Ray J, Brandy, we all grew up in the same church, Church of Christ, brother.
Now, so a lot of people listening to this might be like, oh, she just full of S. But I'm just going to encourage you to keep listening, because it does just either sounds like she's just making some shit up, or that all these people are connected. All of them.
With their father is my vocal coach, so that's how we already knew each other. But they got famous with theirs because Kim Kardashian had a little bigger of a name because of her dad. So when Anthony got scouted, we ended up my family had found some member of our church, my church from 9 years old had found out I did adult movies. They brought it to the minister, who brought it to my parents. And when I came home, I was working as a telemetry technician in the unit at Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach. And when I came home from my shift, my parents had it on the big screen. It in my mouth.
No. Your
The
parents had that on there?
firstborn, the valedictorian, literally, the sheltered one from the suburbs who had never even had sex before in their knowledge. You know, the innocent one, their love child on the big screen with it. So when I shame my family
like walking into there and seeing that on the screen.
It was the worst day of my life. I still feel the memory, and it haunts me the same way Diddy haunts me to this day. I can still remember the way I felt, how my parents looked at me, you know. And then, so when Anthony got the opportunity to move to New York, I was like, man, hell yeah, because I did the movies in '99, but they didn't find out until 2004. And that was the same time Anthony got asked to move to New York. So I said, man, I'm going with you. And then when we got out there, Anthony was going to go see whatever. He ended up getting an audition with models, and then Ford signed him. That was Cassie Ventura's same agency. And so we were from Cali, and we had an apartment in the middle of Manhattan. So all the models in between their go-sees and their auditions would come hang out at our apartment. And we had the weed, and that's when weed was hella illegal. So we was from Cali, we had the weed. Anthony looked good. I was working at Larry Flint's Hustler Club, so I was already the hottest stripper because Manhattan is only 11 miles by 13 miles. I'm from Cali, the West Coast. All the East Coast people grew up together. They don't know me and Anthony like that, so they're intrigued. I look good, he look good. It's 20 years earlier. I'm 46 right now. I'll be 47 in January. So imagine me in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? Body was extra banging, and even now, everything's real, butt real, lips real, nose real. I've never had a million behind me, so just imagine that.
So tell us a little bit more about how you guys actually got into doing the.
So let me just say, she is not lacking in confidence. This is a part of why I do believe her. Her energy says, why would I lie about this? Why would I lie on myself? Like, she seems like she's real. I'll just say that. I'm continuing to pause and speak because this is Lionel B show video. Shout out to him. Hopefully he stalls your girl out, because I already had a problem with the Megan Thee Stallion documentary. So remember, I have a backup channel, Blaze Adams 24/7. Not the one with the microphone, but just keep scrolling. Thank you.
Diddy parties and him propositioning your dude.
Anthony is signing for models. Cassie is coming over to our apartment, hanging out. We're all friends. We actually started.
Oh, you was hanging out with Cassie?
Yeah, she would come over our apartment too, because her and Anthony were both signed to Ford models. We were convenient right there in the middle of the city. So in between your auditions, your casting, you would come smoke weed and hang out at the bomb couple from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We had the doorman building. We was popping, and so so we all had our own private stories of because you know, East Coast music was a soundtrack to our lives. You know, from the West Coast, like we was fans of everybody: Mary J. Blige, Biggie, 112, Craig Mack, Mace. You know, Black Rob. You know, Young Money, Dirty Money, Diddy. You know, everybody. You know,
she speaks to me as someone. She says she's 46. Someone who is emotionally stunted as far as their age. She comes across as she has a young energy. There's nothing wrong with that, of course, but the way she's expressing herself, throwing up the W for the West Coast and all that, it's like so extra and so kind of immature in a sense. Even the way she got her hat, maybe she's doing it for disguise purposes. I don't know. But the hat, you know, it's just not, it doesn't say 46, but I mean, to each his own, I guess. Let me stop.
Lil Kim, shout out to Lil Kim. I got to meet her with T-Pain. She's very nice. She's very So there we all had our own like family. When me and Anthony got there, we had our own vision of what we would do if we ever met these certain people, Jay-Z, Diddy, and all that. And then Cassie did too. Her and Anthony were aspiring models, and he wanted to sing and stuff. Anthony, he just more wanted to model, smoke weed, look good, and get his dick type shit. Cassie wanted to model, but she wanted to sing. She wanted to be an entertainer. And so we all had dreams to meet Diddy. So then fast forward, Anthony ends up getting called to audition for Diddy for the Sean John campaign. So he never invites me along to his auditions or his ghosts. This particular day, he invited me because he knew I was a fan. Like, he knew I was going to be mad he went to the damn thing and you didn't take me. You know what I mean? Because I you know, to meet people and stuff.
There to meet people, network. She was trying to get on. She rapped, she sang, I think she said, she danced. And that's right up Diddy's alley, right? So she was pretty much ripe for the picking. And she's about to talk about how they get introduced to him or whatever.
Already a dancer. I was already moving and shaking. I already had a gang of athletes and whatever. But the music industry, because I rap and sing, that's where I wanted to get into. So, long story.
Let this catch up for a second.
Sure, we sitting in the waiting room, and one of his homeboys that frequents our apartment comes out of the thing, and he's looking mellow mad, like, shh. And so low key, me and Anthony laughing. We like, he must not have booked it. Like, he's salty. Like, we laughing to each other. And then they called him. And then when they called him, I'm like, yeah, you got this, my nigga. Like, you know, dapping on. He's like, and then that's when 2A Pages was out. So when they called, I flipped my 2A. So I'm on my 2A lining up some money for later on. All of a sudden, I just hear, man, fuck that. And the door had flew up, and it was, I'm like, what? And like Anthony is a very good looking guy. His mother is, you know, African American black lady, and his father is an Italian man. And actually, the wine, Gallo wine, family, allegedly, his dad got like basically shunned from his family for choosing up on a black woman. And he went on to have a few kids, and all of them are boys, and they're all very good looking guys. But his dad chose to be poor to follow his heart and be with a black woman.
Damn, so she basically outed Gallo Wines for being racist and leaving the son out in the lurch. And he's like, because Gallo Wines has been around forever. I know y'all seen Gallo Wines in the store, in the markets, a cheap wine. That's how you know they making money. They churning that wine out and making their little coins over all these years. And they just, he married a black woman. And so the family's done with them. Okay, Gallo Wines. So yeah, she's straight dry snitched on Gallo Wines. Good. More, please. Let's see.
And so allegedly, his dad still to this day rides a bike in Northern California. He's from Northern California. He had moved down to LA. And so even though he was a good looking guy mixed with black and Italian, he wasn't no punk. Like, it wasn't no gay in him. It wasn't no, you know, bitch in him. Like, he had like a thug, but he a pretty boy. So like, I guess they underestimated him, thinking that because he was so good looking that he go that way. So he was more than offended. He was on some gangster shit. Like, he got me fucked up. So when we were in the elevator, I was like, well, what happened? He was like, man, you know, he gave me a look like, man, shut up. And I was like, all right, because there was people in the elevator. So I was like, all right. So when we got, you know, out the elevator, I'm like, what's up? I'm like, why you tripping? He was like, man, nigga asked me to suck his dick. I said, who asked you to suck his? He said, Puffy. We was calling Puffy back then. Puffy. Well, I said, no, he didn't. And he.
So, sound like he didn't waste no time asking either. The way she described the scene, he walked into the audition room, and not even a minute or two later, he's coming out like, F that. I don't know who they think I am. And they said the guy before who they knew came out looking mad too. They just thought he just didn't book the gig, and he was just mad about that. Just salty about the fact he didn't get the job, but not knowing this man is back here using auditions as a way to basically use his, just he in there. I don't even know how you describe somebody like that, trying to just gobble everybody who walks in, one after the other. Who knows who's actually agreeing to do this, and how many of them had he done before this one? And the one before who seemed mad, he probably didn't do it either. Or maybe he did. He might have just came out mad because he did it. Because it didn't sound like he had an outburst about it. He might have just been mad that it actually had to do it. Like he felt like he had to do that to get on. That's crazy. You just in the audition room, you just come in next. You go in there and it's like, hey, so yeah. This is what we doing. You down or no? Yay or no? You look the part. Would love to have you, make you a star, but there's one thing. In Ray J's words, if I had one wish, okay? Yeah, straight to the point, right? Beautiful spirit. So let's continue, child. It's not even a long interview, but it's gonna get a little more salacious, child.
And it broke my heart, broke an arm, and I was like, nah. And he was like, he asked me to suck his dick. I was like, oh. I was like, well, then I see where, you know what I mean? For sure. Like, it's a wrap. It's like, I don't need that job that fucking bad. So I was like, for sure. You know what I mean? We got in the cab. We went back to our apartment. His homeboy ended up coming through. We smoked blunts. We laughed at it. We was like, that, you know what I mean? But then, because I was a dancer, I'm also in the regular go-go club scene. And I ran into Tamiko Thomas, who ended up being, I call it handler, one of Diddy's handlers, wranglers. And she approached me with opportunity to help me and Anthony out. If I would dance at Diddy's White Parties, Anthony can go ahead and book the campaign. I agreed to dance at the White Parties. Anthony booked the Sean John campaign. He was everywhere. He was on billboards, buses, bus stops, cabs, in the magazine, all at the same damn time. He was everywhere. But right now, if you go and try to Google any one picture of that Sean John campaign, Diddy done scrubbed it all. I can't even hardly find a picture.
Now, did Diddy remember him whenever he eventually got that gig? Was he like, oh, yeah, I remember you?
Yeah, because when he booked it, after they had like a lounge party where it's like a celebration, like, hey, the new campaign, let's all. And it was a very small lounge, like, only the models was there, the creative director, the photographer, Diddy, a couple other people, and that's it. And so he went over, like, thank you for letting your girl work my party. You know what I mean? You came out great, my nigga. He didn't say my nigga. He said, what did he say? You came out great, my guy. You're killing it, baby. You're killing it. You know what I mean? So he basically tried to like go over the fact that he had asked him to suck his, because he tried him and he didn't fall for it. So. He felt stupid. He didn't know he was that thug.
So what was your reaction to that? I know both you guys were upset, but were you thinking like, damn, ain't no Diddy was like this? Were you guys shocked?
I was, because I had been an ex, friend star, and I was currently an exotic dancer. For me, scheduled programming, like it's just what rich people with money do. Like he tried it, he wanted to see, you know what I mean? To me, it was more funny, but Anthony took more offense. Like, no, like he got me fucked up. So I had let it go. I was over it. When they asked me to work the parties, I was like, hell yeah, I would have did that shit down there for free. You know what I mean? Just for the networking. I was a groupie at that point. And I didn't realize how pretty I was. I didn't realize they looked at me like that. And I extra didn't know that Diddy had gotten word of my former career in the adult entertainment industry that I was manipulated into by an ex-boyfriend that I only did for 6 months out of my life, that I wasn't trying. I didn't have aspirations to be a P star, none of that. I got manipulated into it so somebody could basically get my residuals and be basically caking off of me the last 20 plus years. I was very sheltered, naive. My parents are from LA, and so they raised me in the suburbs because they didn't want me to experience anything they saw growing up in the hood. And so when I went to Long Beach State and they put me in the co-ed dorms, to the left were the athletes and to the right were the girls who were stripping to get through school, because they were all from LA, Compton, and Long Beach. I'm from Chino, California, a little nerdy girl with valedictorian. So when they were stripping to get through college, I kicked it with them. And that's how I ended up with Jake Steed. And he saw the innocence and naiveness in me. He got me to do their movies. And then when Diddy found out about it, they used that against me. And then through college, I kicked it with them. And that's how I ended up with Jake Steed. And he saw that I'm from Chino, California.
I don't know why I keep doing that. Sorry,
a
y'all.
little nerdy girl with valedictorian. So when they were stripping to get through college, I kicked it with them. And that's how I ended up with Jake Steed. And he saw the innocence and naiveness in me. He got me to do their movies. And then when Diddy found out about it, they used that against me.
So she is still telling her stories, just now getting into the Diddy part of it where they actually knew him, engaged with him, worked for him. And yeah, that's her. Obviously, well, I don't know if that's her, but that's Diddy with Danity Kane. And that's not her, is it? Oh, was that a Danity Kane person? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, that was. Never mind. All right, let's continue the interview. This is a shout out to Lionel B, the Lionel B show, who interviewed Audria English.
And then he viewed me as somebody that was actually exploited, worthy. And yeah, and he played on my heart. It's called Coercion of the Heart. When I told him that I rap and I sang, and he said I was dope. And he said, bring me in I had a girl group out. Like, I'm the Beyonce of my group. They even told you that I was the dopest one. And it's called Coercion of the Heart. And he played on the fact that he knew I liked to rap, sing, and perform. And that's why he would bring me back year after year saying, you're getting closer, like initiation, you're getting closer. But it never happened. But he kept making me, sexually perform while he was wheeling and dealing and, getting jewelry from Jacob the jeweler, cutting a deal with this person, record me and him over there so he can extort that person out of Woo. We all didn't know, but he had a plan the whole time.
Jacob the jeweler was in a case recently. Yeah, I don't remember the details of Jacob the jeweler's situation, but this makes sense that he set him up. I mean, we kind of suspected anyway because of the timing.
And that's why he made people sign NDAs that said, you can't talk about what we went through until 20 years after I died. But I never signed that. Aubrey O'Day and all Danity Kane, and then they got hit with that. I was already out the game. I was done from 2004 to 2009. By the time he was running around with them, I was already,
So if I understand correctly, so basically he had you setting up people, man. Some of his high profile people, he had you go over there so he can get video of certain.
No, he wouldn't say go over there so I can get video. He would work as a go-go dancer. They had 3 stages, positioned mansion. It was where he lived, residence. It wasn't a club. It wasn't a lounge. And so we just makeshift stages, 3 stages set up in his house, like for us to be checkpoints. Like my stage was over by the bar. Tamiko's stage was over by the food. Old girl's checkpoint was over there by the rooms if you wanted to go do something. So it's like, I think he kind of told the guests, hey, if you want to drink, look for, just look for a stage and you're going to find something you need. You know what I mean? So we were elevated above the crowd. And so, but that we were instructed to only drink from certain liquor bottles.
Now, mind you, all those stations she talked about, you could best believe Diddy got cameras set up, probably got every angle you could get, all throughout, and especially at these stations. And this part she's about to talk about, I'll say that. I'll save that.
Girls, champagne is the guy champagne. Girls don't drink the guy champagne. Girls don't drink the boy champagne. And all the champagne was laced with ketamine, like horse tranquilizer, ecstasy.
Now remember Mark, who was a producer. I think he was an artist as well, but he wrote a book about Dancing with the Devil, I think it's called, about Diddy and his experiences with him, which weren't good. And he was doing interviews prior to the arrest, and he told us the same thing she's saying. Don't drink those are for the girls. Don't drink. Make sure you don't drink out of those glasses. Ketamine also came up in an interview. I'm going to play another interview like I mentioned, another night this week where they talk about he expected this guy who was a producer at the time to do ketamine. He was supposed to trying out house music, and he said, "No wonder your house music don't have it's missing something because you ain't on ketamine." So this was just how he rocked and rolled. Probably explains a lot about, obviously his behavior growing. They say to be like this. So the ketamine, the drugs and whatnot. And I'm sure after Kim passed away, because I think that weighed heavily on him and probably still does. And I'm just saying from guilt more than anything, allegedly, makes probably him hide with the drug through behind the drugs as well and the alcohol.
See, that's not allegedly. We were all doped up. And to this day, I believe we all, I know I do, have a chemical imbalance. Like whenever I drink anything, it could be one glass of wine, all of a sudden I'm a stripper, I'm a P-star, like my mind, I just black out and I'm that. I'm She Diddy. Orlando Brown running around like he not really like it to everybody else, everybody looking like he want attention, like he wilding like, but
wow. Look how young Orlando was. I know this is spliced. This is definitely a spliced picture, but why would they do that? Like, come on. But he does walk around saying I've heard him say I'm Puff in one of those unhinged interviews that he did back when. So she was calling herself She Diddy because the rugs made her act bad.
it's something about when he do that he stood over you, like infusing himself into you while you let it there unconscious. And it's like it became a part of you. Because after a certain amount, they started calling me She Diddy. They're like, man, she act like Diddy. She just like Diddy. And hence, I've been She Diddy for the last 20 years. So I feel Orlando when he be like, man, I'm Puff. Nice to meet you, I'm Puff. Because he get faded, like, it's like he come out and it's like, and that's forever. That's why it's haunting us today.
How do you think he was able to, but besides all the things you guys were laced with, you think he put maybe his DNA or something kind of strange into that concoction?
Yeah, the reason why he like to take, you chakra in our anus, guys and girls, and your chakra is a pathway to your soul. So because he's working for Lucifer, his goal is to take souls to hell. So that's why straight men, he wanted to turn them gay. Even if a gay man was gay, he wanted to make him be a pedophile and be with a minor. His thing was to take the soul. So that's why after a certain amount of time, he would make an announcement like, you better go on home because, the party really about to crack now. And all of a sudden, everybody's demon would come out. And that's on God. Like, have you ever...
She is not the first one to say that. Allie Carter, who is the lady who's speaking out about being trafficked as a child, and she was a party favor in quotes at these white parties and these freak offs, shall I say, and she said the same thing. These people, definitely demonic energy. Even how I pause that looks creepy, but I know a lot of people may think this is out there and like crazy. You have to understand this world we're in is not all physical. Like there is a whole unseen spirit world happening as we sit here and engage. Things are happening. Okay. And if you could actually see, you might see some things around you, good or bad. They're there. Just saying. Like that's why it's important to keep your energy positive and be on the right side of things, which is doing the right thing, treating people how you want to be treated, being a good person, like because you want, and then you also want to obviously be connected to spirit, to God, to the Most High, to whatever your belief system takes you to. And if you don't have one, believe in yourself, in the self. Okay, so let's move it along. We're, I think, almost halfway through this, and it's getting real.
gotten like so faded or drunk where your body is doing stuff, but in the morning you have like literally no recollection. Like if it ain't from your homeboy showing you it, like, man, I recorded you, nigga. If it wasn't for him showing you, you would swear up and down you didn't do that shit. But then when he show you the video, you're like, what the? I jumped in the pool. I don't even know how to swim, my nigga. What? Like I don't even remember that bitch. Like what? It was like that.
That's that blackout drink.
Right, but he had imagine everybody blacked out though. It doesn't matter if you a celebrity or that's why J-Lo left the country. He had her sticking bottles and stuff up in my homegirl. She was only 11 years old. She the girl that they put on the private jet. They did her with the jelly beans. They put on the private jet. They took her to the studio in New York and then had the nerve to dress her up in a D&G sweater, do her hair, put makeup on her, and take a picture like a trophy. She only 11 years old in that picture, and that's not allegedly.
Whoa, so that's pretty serious stuff there. And I don't know about J-Lo being out of the country. Maybe I'm not sure about any of this. This is all shout out to Lionel B show. He had this interview with the Adria English. She claims she's going to be in a superseding indictment. She claims she was contacted by the feds because she was seen on tapes confiscated from Diddy's home or homes from the man, from the raids. So she's one of many. So the fact that she's speaking is interesting to me just because of the whole gag order thing that's going on with the court filings that's been happening this past week, especially due to Courtney Burgess having come out, child, on the courthouse steps with his lawyer and speaking to TMZ and whoever else will listen about the fact that he testified to the grand jury in Diddy's case and as well provided the feds who showed up at his house. The marshal showed up and dragged his ass to the damn courthouse, but they also supposedly confiscated whatever he had, which was things he said Kim Porter left behind. Tapes, thumb drives, whatever else. The memoir is on there. He said it's a lot of stuff. So the emergency gag order got filed, I believe, like on the weekend. It was at night. Like emergency gag order. This guy, he's out of line. And then now here she is saying her indictment hasn't even happened yet. This is a little bit of me like, maybe we should wait because I don't want to see something interfere with this case. It might not seem now, but after it's all said and done, they could go back and say, well, remember this happened and remember these people speaking now. He didn't have a fair trial. So we shall continue, but yeah.
And then the same girl,
J-Lo was messing around with,
man, there's so many names on the neck, man. We talking about Diddy right now. But it's, yeah. And then that's the same girl that in the magazine is laying on the table butt naked with fruit and food and stuff off of her. And we all eating off of her. I sucked the strawberry off her. She 14 years old laying on that table. She had a body like a grown woman. You don't think anybody's looking at that thinking that's a kid laying there. You're assuming it's a grown woman. So he made everybody be with a minor, against your will, and he recording shit. Same girl needed to do a number 2 on stage. She performing. She told him, I need to get off stage. I need you to bathroom. He told her no. She ended up shit on stage. It was went everywhere. And Denzel Washington grabbed up his wife, mobbed up to Diddy, and was like, man, you don't respect nobody. Had to run up out there. That's the.
I don't know if y'all remember that being in the news cycle, but I think TMZ covered that when Denzel stormed. They had a picture of him with his wife right behind him. He had her hand dragging, like she said, just ripped her up from her seat. We out of here because he felt like that was disrespectful, Diddy. So let's continue. I'm just saying, I remember this being in the news.
And that's what they're talking about with Denzel Washington had to run up out of there.
So that's why Denzel and his wife left because of that incident.
She shit on
I'm trying to let it catch up.
Stage, and she was only 14 years. He didn't know she was 14. It was just the fact that she shit on stage and in front of everybody. And then Diddy took her to a room and beat her because she shit on stage. Then he would only give her water baths and not let her wash with soap. I'm gonna say allegedly because she's still Jane Doe right now. I'm gonna say allegedly. You know what I mean? It's allegedly, but she wants a DNA on 2 of his kids. They took 2 babies out of her. They kept her locked up and they had her babies at the house. The 2 babies they took out of her stomach.
Okay, now that's crazy. And she's saying they took 2 babies from her friend, her homegirl, who is a Jane Doe, sounds like. Now, I'm not sure if she's talking about a civil case or an upcoming indictment or superseding indictment on what's currently happening, but that's a huge allegation of them taking her 2 babies from her and somebody's raising them. She's saying he's raising them. I guess we got to listen to see, child, because I'm like, wait, what? Because you got to remember, we read that memoir, I'm going to put that in air quotes, that said they do rituals over pregnant women, sex rituals, sex rituals. And so now I'm wondering, what else are they doing? I mean, this is insane.
That's not allegedly.
Damn.
And allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, she had a 3 with Diddy and his own mama / auntie. And she had a 3 with Nelly and Diddy.
Oh, Lord. So now the mama's getting brought into it. And that's already been alleged. I've heard those rumors about the mom pimping and then also engaging with him. And then also heard that it ain't even his mama, it's his auntie. Because his mama had him with his auntie a lot of the time when he was growing up after his dad expired. And then the mom, I guess she was working and doing what she had to do. So the auntie who lived, I think, in Brooklyn was keeping him a lot. But people say that the mom was also unalived and that the auntie's the one really raising him. And that's why they have that engagement or that interaction that they do, because that's not really his mother. But, you know, he's not saying that's the case, and that's only going to be able to come from them. So I think a lot of people need to slow down the YouTube interviews. Yeah, I think so too, especially if you're actually involved as a witness in this case. And that's the thing, the agenda of some of these people have to be questioned. You say you want to be, you know, you want to help and you want to tell your story or whatever, but how do we know these people aren't plants like Diddy's people put in place to help him turn this thing over when the time comes? You know what I'm saying? They have to really be careful in vetting these people and making sure they're not connected to him in any way or his team or anybody, because sounds like these lawyers, to me, from what I'm seeing and how they operate, and that goes up on both sides, the feds too. They seem to be people who will operate in ways that go against their rules and laws behind the scenes. Like they would do things and, you know, put people in compromising positions and do, you know, whatever it takes, I guess, to win. And that's like, it's kind of scary because anything can happen down the line. He might get found guilty and then convicted, but then something turn around. Then maybe Trump will what is it? Get him off the hook. Pardon him. Let me not say that.
That's not alleged.
No.
Allegedly. Sorry, Ashanti. I love you, Ashanti. Congratulations on the ability. I love y'all together. It was 20 years ago. Don't get mad at 20. We talking about 20 years ago. Don't get emotional. We just telling our truth. People, please don't get mad. It's some of y'all's favorites. It's gonna kill y'all. It's gonna when you hear the names involved, because we all grew up on these people. We all love these people. We'd have never thought these people would have been involved in the things that they're involved in. We're just telling our truths, everybody, and it was 20 years ago. So please don't judge us or say we lying. We're being nice enough to let y'all know what's going on from an insider point of view. If you were not even there, don't tell somebody they lying when you weren't even there.
Big facts. And fans love to say people are capping or people are just coming up with stories. Now hold on, before we move forward, I'm still stuck on, you said Diddy and his mom and his auntie,
No, Diddy's mom is really his auntie, has been claiming to be his mom this whole time. She's the one with the white nails. That's why he has that fetish. She's been picking him since he was adolescent because his daddy got killed when he was a baby. As soon as he had adolescent, he resembled his dad. So she started him. She's the one that put his head up initially. That's why, allegedly. I might be talking.
That is crazy. Before she goes on, I want to show, he said Nelly and Diddy. Now, she was talking about some young girl, right? She said Jennifer Lopez partook, as well as him and Nelly. And all this is allegedly, and this has nothing to do with my channel. But shout out to Lionel B for the interview with Audria English, who says that she was she's accusing Diddy of coercing her, and it sounds like she went willingly, but then she says she was coerced at the same time. But him and Nelly were tight, child. Okay. She gonna have the nerve to apologize to Ashanti. Child.
Too much.
Nah, go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. We loving this. We loving this.
Yeah, but allegedly that's why he took Kim Porter out, because he has sex with his daughters, allegedly.
Oh,
the twins. The whole family has sex. The same girl I was telling you about, that the
Whoa! Now I didn't even hear this part when I listened to it earlier, and this has been rumored as well. And I really hope it's not true. But that's why I was looking for that Drea Instagram where she's twerking for them, because he's literally in the camera. His sons are standing right there, flanked on each side and behind him or whatever, looking at Drea twerk. She getting up all on the bed, and she's making sure she getting her angles in. And I'm just like, girl, do you not? And they looked young then. I mean, they were younger. It was like, what, 4 years ago? Especially Christian. And I was just like, Drea, and so by her saying this, that really puts a spin on that I didn't need to have in my head. Child.
Jane Doe, the 11 and 14-year-olds, the same girl he made strap Justin Bieber down, and she had to strap him down while Diddy and two of his sons took turns, and she had to sit there and watch. And Justin.
This is too much. I don't remember this part either, child. I do not remember this part. But we already suspected Justin Bieber had been violated by the diddler, allegedly, of course. But this is something that has been, in the air. We've known this probably before he even got these cases. It was being questioned. But the fact that his sons as well, this is just beyond debauchery. I don't even know, is there a name for this type of stuff?
And get at me, Justin. We be confidential. We ain't got to tell the press, nobody. Holler at me, Justin. I'll put y'all together. She was there, you was there. I was already out of it. She told me that story, but Justin, I got you.
Yeah. Also, you saying Diddy and Nelly was in bed together?
He's had a threesome with Diddy and Halle. Yeah, it's the same Jane Doe. This was around from 11 years to about 15 years old. Had bore 2 kids. I'm not gonna say which one she believe are hers that he's been raising. You know what?
Wait, no. Now I'm getting now I'm side-eyeing, because which ones could possibly, unless she's talking about the twins. But I remember that was a whole thing, because Kim supposedly found out Sarah was carrying or was pregnant, and she hurried up and got pregnant and went and had a IVF or whatever treatment to get pregnant as well and have twins. But if she's saying that those are her twins, I think them twins look like him, but then maybe again, we don't know what her friend looks like. That's crazy.
On a side note, where's the white girl that he adopted?
I got asked about that today.
Where?
Her name is Ava Combs.
Where is she? They said, oh, the twins are staying with one of Kamara's friends, or Kim Porter, whoever. The son's been in New York and back and forth to LA. Where's the white girl that they was online bragging and proud that they saved her life and everything? Where is the white girl? Ava. Where's Ava? I'm gonna call her the white girl. Shout out to my white people.
Exactly.
My mom's half white. I love white people. I'm white. It's white in me. Where's Ava? Everybody, can we do a campaign?
No, I'm just gonna say Ava. From what I understand, her name is Ava Baroni. She met the Combs through Kim. Kim was friends supposedly with her mom or her parents, and then that's how they met the twins and have been good friends with the twins. But they, when they were younger, they were pictured with her all the time, and she was over there all the time, probably in their TikToks too. But I haven't seen her in quite some time, and somebody in another, I think on TikTok, I was listening to a live, and somebody says she's still at home with her parents, and that was just a joke and taken out of context, and that there's nothing to it. So I don't know, because she ain't showed up nowhere. What girl her age ain't on Instagram or somewhere where people gonna find her? Snapchat, even, you would be found. Somebody would see you and you would be on TikTok or YouTube.
And everybody hashtag where's Ava?
Where's Ava? We need to get some shirts made too.
Right, where's Ava? Mask, all that. Booty shorts, we can all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said.
Yeah.
That's to be continued.
Boy,
let me slow it down so we can catch up.
Jaw-dropping information so far, man. This is whoa.
Like Black Rob. Shout out to Black Rob. Whoa.
Now tell us a little bit about how he ended up putting you with Jacob the Jeweler, and tell us how that Jacob the Jeweler story went down.
Yeah, so the first party I did, it was above board, it was I networked. Excuse me, I saw everybody. I was there front line, like, I was calling back home to the Cali people, like, hey, you'll never believe this, like, for real, like, and then next party, it was like, yeah, you want to rap, you want to sing, right? You dance at the club, right? He started out like he was turning me in the right direction. Everybody's been to the strip club, and every girl that's been.
Let me just real quick about Jacob the Jeweler. Hold on. Wait, I'm not ready. Let me.
The stripper knows you love the guys that come in, and if they're not the ones spending money, they point you to their homeboy that is. Have you ever seen a bachelor party come in and they be like, it's not me, but get him. He's the one paying for everybody. So it was kind of like he did that. Like he took the mindset that I had of being a dancer of like, while you at my parties, I'm going to point you in the right direction. You take care of them and I'm going to put you on. That's how I under coercion of the heart. And because I wanted to be on so bad and he was actually real, puffy. It wasn't like it was Puffy's assistant. It was like real Puffy saying it. I believed it. And I'm like, I had already been manipulated by Jake Steed and did, movies that got me nowhere. I was dancing at Larry Friend's Hustler Club only because me and Anthony Gallo, I got robbed for everything.
Okay, let me real quick, because I know I will forget. So she said that Diddy had her help him set up Jacob the Jeweler. And look, he just got, this is back in 2008. So I'm not sure if this is when the time frame that she's speaking of. But he had spent 30 months in prison, or he got sentenced to 30 months. I don't know how long he ended up staying. A couple years. He's a Russian immigrant at that. Falsifying records and giving false statements. So I'm not sure if that's the case she's speaking of, but He definitely got in some trouble. I think he got in some trouble recently too. I'll see if I can find it while we listen to her. Let me continue on.
Go back to Cali broke with everybody laughing, or you start dancing. That's how I ended up starting to dance. We have a nice lifestyle. We got a doorman building, you know what I mean? But Diddy said, I just got to basically do the same thing I've already done that's got me nowhere and it's going to get me somewhere. Coercion of the heart. I was with it. But then as he kept adding on, so that night I was asked to wear a black dress at a white party, but I didn't think nothing of it. Like, he always supplied the uniform. That's another thing. In the Vibe magazine, let me go back to Vibe magazine real quick. I never signed a release. I wasn't paid anything. I didn't even know I was going to be in Vibe magazine. I woke up to Anthony getting a phone call from one of his model homeboys, like, hey, you know your girl in Vibe magazine, because back then.
And that's her, I guess, right there, upper left. And about Vibe magazine, I believe that was one of Quincy Jones's companies, Vibe magazine, if I'm not mistaken.
When a new story or a new campaign came out, it was on the newsstand and everybody went out to get it. It was an East Coast thing, because in Cali, we didn't do shit like that. Nobody rushed out to get the latest magazine, but in New York, they did that shit. So we had just had the night before, so we laying in the bed and I wake up to him.
Let me just say, I actually did rush out to get the latest magazines because I'm that nerd. So don't speak for all of us out here in LA, girl.
Yeah, I feel like, what the you doing in Vibe magazine? I'm like, what? I'm in Vibe magazine. Like, what? He was like, yeah, Nelly just called. That's his homeboy Zanelle. Shout out to Zanelle. He went on doing a lot of stuff with Diddy, Zanelle Figueroa. I don't know. Yeah, but he's like, yeah. So I'm like, what? He's like, so we got jumped up, put our clothes on. You know, doorman opened up the door for us. Right there was a newsstand. You know, Diddy's on the cover in on the boxing gym. You know what I mean? Gloves or whatever. We open up, flip through it, and there I am. That picture that you see, big as day. I had no idea. That picture was taken in 2004. They didn't run a story to 2006. I had no idea that they put in there, Diddy supplied the clothing. The caption, guest strikes a revealing pose. I wasn't a guest. Who would I be a guest of? Who knew me? You know what I mean? Did Mary J. Blige say, come on, Sheree? And then if I am a guest, the audacity of me thinking I could just ass go-go shorts and a bikini top to somebody's exclusive white party with all kind of millionaires, and I'm a guest of who? But I'm their guest, and I'm gonna just show up like that, in gown or nothing. I'm gonna just show up all hoochie mama. No, I was on his event staff, but that's how they got away with putting me in there without, employee credit, right? And then I found out later, another reason why they put me in the Vibe magazine is so all the guys who wanted extras would know who to look for at the parties and to laugh at me because they took advantage of me after they drew me and I was unconscious. The Fed said, well, allegedly, I'm not going to say, someone said that when they did the raid, I'm on them tapes and there's multiple A-list celebrities running a train on me, including certain people that are presidential.
Oh, Lord.
Presidential.
No, we're not talking about.
Oh, my. So you heard her talk about the feds. Then she act like she was slipping. Oops, I mean somebody. And this is how we gonna mess this thing up. We cannot be talking about what the Fed said. Keep your mouth closed, girl. Get your indictment going. Get on the stand. Do what you gotta do. And you can tell us all about it after the fact. But in the meantime and in between time, let's stop giving up so much information about what the Feds is doing and talk about.
Talking about Diddy. We're gonna come back to that. LB, stay with it. Go any further till we get the result.
Man.
Hey, but anyway, once I found that out, I for the last 20 years, not knowing that had even happened to me. And now because they found out that I know that I'm on them tapes with them doing that to me, these are people that have smiled in my face since then. I had no idea that. But if there's a certain way the tape is going to come out, and there's a certain way that it never will. You got to stay tuned.
Did that scare you? Like, were you scared when they advised you that, there was some pretty high profile people doing some crazy things to you?
It angered me, actually, because, I went in, under the presumption that we were all working together to make the, event hot. And I was doing my part as a hired entertainer to bring my West Coast vibes and to make, the part. And I was always complimented. That's why I kept being invited back. When there was multiple, girls all around the city, all around the tri-state. You go up and down the East Coast, we get a girl in from Boston, Connecticut, Jersey real quick. But they kept rehiring me because I made that shit hot. And I was, I was genuine, naive, and I was like a fan. And they played on it. I didn't realize how pretty I was. And they took advantage. And they,
She said that a couple times. And I did want to actually say something about that, because that's actually a thing where you don't see the value in yourself and you don't even see how beautiful you truly are, honestly. Looking in the mirror, you don't see what other people see sometimes if you have something internally blocking, that vision, that true vision of yourself. So by her saying this multiple times in this interview, I believe that, like many women and probably men, this is how, you get in a position. This is how you get in a position like this, because you're not putting the value in yourself to say, you know what, I'm better than this. Well, let's continue.
Likes to steal your light. He's an energy vampire. He steals your light. He takes a piece of you, and then he infuses the devil's seed in you from him, and puts a little evil from him into you that you can never take out of you. It's like soul ties. I want to be hypnotized, actually. I want to be hypnotized, and want y'all to tell me what I said and what I did while I was under.
Now, what you were telling me about Diddy, that kind of reminds me of that movie. I don't know if you ever seen Rosemary's Baby.
I never saw it. What happens in that?
Well, basically, this lady, man, this is back in the 60s. This is a really dope movie, though. But they moved into this brand new apartment, and the husband's an actor. So in order for him to advance his career, he has to do demonic, satanic stuff in order to advance his career. So one of the things he sacrificed was his wife, and he allowed these demons and devils to impregnate his wife, so that way she could have the devil's baby.
And that's what's going on within the Hollywood and the music industry, and that's why people are leaving the country and everything, because that's what they do, is practice in satanic and demonic activity. That's why they're blessed with the highest status, the most money, the best cars, the best food, the best everything. They choose to spend on a daily basis doing evil, not doing good, not going around to the homeless shelters for single moms, the single mom shelters, and saying, I'm gonna pick 3 women who ride the bus every day, who got 3 kids or more. 3 women getting cars today. That's what I'm gonna do when I get my money. I'm gonna wake up and go to the women's shelter, and they say you have a good report, and you ride the bus every day to get to work, and you paying your kids daycare and all that. You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. Just, I don't want no press. You won't even know I did it. I want to wake up every day doing shit like that. The Gucci bag. I don't need a bag to fix my teeth. My teeth already straight. I need a bag to fix my streets and to save souls. That's my goal. As I look back on it, and now everything is coming out, I would almost say Jacob might be a victim himself, because he already did that time back then for helping laundering that money. That's not allegedly. He did time. So now he's back in a twist that involves, Diddy and his association, and his wife was there that night. And maybe Diddy set it all up and lined it all up so he can get footage on blackmail him, use me, have me thinking I'm going to come out, you know what I mean? Maybe like Jacob is a butt. It did go down. My dress was up. They had me wear a black dress that night when everybody else was wearing white. They put Tamiko in the pink dress. She was the one passing all the money and doing all the back and forth, almost like a handler or a wrangler. And I got an extra 1,000 that night when I did the extras. That's when I thought, okay, if I just do the extras, like eventually it's gonna be an end to the rainbow and I'm gonna be home.
So was it just 1,000 the whole night, or was it like 1,000 per person, or how did that work?
Yeah, I only got 500 to do the go-go dancing. So when it was above board, the first part, I just make $500 plus the experience, networking, all that. When I did the extras, I got my 500 plus 1,000. But next party it was 3 niggas. And the next party was 7 niggas, and I still was only getting my 500, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
So no extras, no extra 1,000 and any of that. It was just 500.
He was getting the extras, allegedly. They was shooting him the $100,000 chain. They were shooting him the keys to the yacht. They were shooting him the penthouse. They were shooting him the awards, while I was sucking in the fucking allegedly.
Now, what was your boyfriend's reaction? Because was he at some of those events, or were you just there?
He went to a couple, but he wasn't privy, because I didn't tell him. I didn't want him to know I was doing that shit. But if he did know, Diddy and them had told him, and he would just, maybe he had a side deal, but he knew I was in the game dancer. He knew I was.
I doubt very seriously she was dancing. We'll say dancing. Leave it at that. For Diddy, and that boyfriend of hers, that model who he wanted to S his D, didn't have no conversation about her or have any other things going on. He might have reacted like that in front of her, but who knows what other interactions had gone down where she wasn't aware of. I'm just saying. And I wonder where he is today, actually. I'll be a question. Are you still friends with him or whatever? Lionel B though. Lionel B show, shout out.
And he knew if the money's there, go get it. But he wasn't like pimping me or anything or saying, go get it, He was my boyfriend.
Now, with all this information that many people are wondering why would you come out with this now versus.
Well, when I moved back after they jumped me in Harlem in December 2009, I had to move back abruptly to California after Anthony Gallo was cheating on me with Rihanna and Megan Good and all his model bitches. After Diddy and all them had me jumped in Harlem, after I left Anthony, got my own spot in Harlem, they had me jump through my same Jane Doe I was telling you about. That actual Mark, Diddy's attorney, signed us out because she was in the mental hospital at the same time. And I heard, now that we're back like Voltron connecting, I'm finding out that Diddy's attorney, Mark, doped her up a gang of times because they took her out the country a gang of times.
Wait, what? She talking about Mark Agnifilo, his current attorney? She's saying a whole lot.
But she about to pop out with her name in her lawsuit.
So as far as your legal proceedings, where are you at now with your lawsuit?
Right now, I'm in consultations with new legal. I December 11th to assign a new attorney to my case. I'm taking my time. I'm in consultations with very big, high-profile attorneys. I'm working on the settlement, so I can pop out with my new attorneys who help me settle. Because I already know as soon as the criminal starts in May of 2020, all civil cases are going to go on stay. So I'm working on settling mine because I already know I'm going to be called into the criminal. So that's where I'm at with it. Everybody thinks that I'm in some type of disarray because I haven't popped out, or it's been said that my people withdrew, and that a withdrawal was because of fire. I want to give too much attention, but somebody was.
So she was Ariel Mitchell's client. Ariel Mitchell is the lady who's representing Courtney Burgess, the one we were talking about earlier, who was supposedly behind the Kim Porter memoir stuff, and who was dragged to the courthouse to testify to the grand jury and had all the stuff confiscated. So that lawyer who we see now, Burberry down, marching him all over, and who we also saw in other cases, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, she's been around the block a few times. She hasn't garnered this much attention, though, until now. But that attorney she's saying is the one, and we had heard about this, who, because it was her coming out saying, I dropped this girl because she wasn't, I don't remember what the reason was. I don't think she said she wasn't credible, or she said she was a clout chaser. I think that's what she said. And so now she's actually telling us she fired her, that it wasn't that she got dropped. It was actually the other way around. Interesting.
Being fired, and that's why they publicly withdrew to try to hurry up and save face and look like they left, because they were running around doing press and at missions that I had not made or authorized, and I'm the client. I can have as many or as little attorneys as I want, and if I feel like I'm being ignored or not paid attention to and I want to hire additional representation, that's my prerogative. That is not for somebody to control me and tell me I can't and run around doing press that they're not even letting me do. We're not even doing press together. So, yeah, just let that go. And now I got my own legal strategy. And worst case scenario, I go in there and represent myself, because the press alone will be great. I don't care if I win or lose, because I've been rich. My daddy just died, LAPD. I got an inheritance.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Imagine me in court. Imagine me in federal.
I think that's like the end, basically. Were those cigarette burns on her right breast? Lordy. Well, let me make sure, because she might drop a bomb at the end.
You know, that's some shits and giggles on the dang. Mustard on that beat, huh?
See what I'm talking about with the immaturity? She's 46 years old, and she had her growth, her emotional growth has been stunted, probably by some type of trauma, I'm thinking.
Hey, tell DJ Mustard to call me, because I want them to bring me out February 2025 in New Orleans on stage when on West Coast we up. Just let me say Mustard on that beat, huh?
I don't know if this is a rumor or if this is something that was just on the internet. You were married to Albie Shore's son, or no?
No, Quincy. We're flirting right now. We met and we're fancying each other. And what better way to get at his daddy who killed his mother, allegedly?
Oh, wow. How is she dating Quincy? Quincy's what, 33? She's 46. You think Quincy's into older women, or would he date her? I don't know. What do y'all think? She's saying she and Quincy, Diddy's stepson, Albie Shore's son, we'll say, have been flirting, and it'd be get back for Diddy if they did actually end up together. Child.
And then to date the one, take all his money.
How you gonna have a relationship with Quincy? You know Quincy loves Mr. Combs, man.
He's trapped in the middle, and he's been doped up his whole life. Imagine if you've been getting dope out the bottle. Allegedly.
Okay, so allegedly, and yes, say that allegedly real loud, girl, because that's a big statement right there, talking about Quincy having been doped up his whole life. Now that's speaking to Kim. Now Kim Porter, they were also, there's rumors about her also not just smoking weed, child, but doing other things all the time. Like that's pretty much how she kind of lived, kind of in a cloud. So if that's the case, I'm hoping she didn't give Diddy enough reign over her son to be able to sprinkle a little pink cocaine in the nipple or whatever. I know, I don't believe she's dating Quincy. I don't think she says she's dating him, but she's alluding to the fact that they're... All right, let's finish this up.
All right, thank you so much, man, for coming on the Lionel B Show, man. You gave us so much information.
Man, I love you. I love
Anything else you want to add to the viewers?
I love Lionel B. I was already a fan. I appreciate you taking the time and acknowledging me and popping me out. I look forward to more interviews as we go through the trial. I'll give you some exclusives.
Jeez. Now, guys, she definitely didn't hold anything back. Already promised you guys an exclusive. And, guys, we did it. We got one of Diddy's actual accusers on the channel. So she definitely didn't hold anything back. Already promised you guys an exclusive. And, guys, we did it. We got one of Diddy's actual accusers on the channel. So I definitely hope y'all enjoyed this interview, man. Make sure.
Very much so. Thank you, Lionel B. So, y'all, do you believe anything that Audria English had to say in this interview? Some of it, all of it, none of it. I'm curious to know. So you can let me know in the comments, child. If you are in the replay, I appreciate you. Or hop in the chat real quick. But that's pretty much all I got for tonight. It's been 2 hours. Good interview, though. And I guess we'll finish this combo tomorrow.
Toodles. Toodaloo. Move around. Toodles. Toodaloo. Move around. Go on somewhere. Do you. You know, get on. Scat. Bye. Dip. Flee.